Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. It's day 18, and it's another whiskey rumble. Welcome to the Bourbon Van's 2023 Advent Whiskey Tournament, presented by Bull Run Distillery and their extensive award-winning line of craft spirits.
Tell me about this whiskey rumble. What do we got going on here?
We got 4 different whiskeys today, which means this is going to be weird.
It's always weird. It's always weird.
So you are drinking in your Patreon glass, number 6, in the super good glass, number 30.
Okay.
I'm drinking in my Patreon glass, number 5, and in my Do Not Disturb glass, number 7.
The whiskeys that were knocked out by the whiskeys on the table: Nulu Toasted Barrel Bourbon, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A122, and John J. Bowman Single Barrel. So that's what's left on the table is these 4. We're going to eliminate 2 today because we have 4 whiskeys. We got to say goodbye to 2 of these. Let's get right to it. We're not drinking the same thing, obviously, so just nose your glass on your own, I guess, and everybody to their own devices.
I hate this when we're drinking different things.
I don't mind it when my whiskey smells as good as this one.
Exactly.
It smells awfully tasty.
Because I always have a little bit of the FOMO, like I'll drink mine and be like,
"What's he got over there?
Is yours better? Did I make a mistake?"
There are no mistakes. You can't have no in your heart.
Good point.
Joe Dirt said that. Somebody else probably said that, but that's
the one that you remember.
That's who I give credit to.
Yeah, that movie doesn't get enough credit, or maybe it does. Maybe it gets too much. Oh, let's drink it.
That smells sweet and lovely too. Look at you.
Jeez, what day are we on?
Feels
18?
Like
day 18, and it's like I've never done this before. Oh boy, I like the nose on glass number 2. It smells like Christmas.
I don't know. It's all over the place. I just want to get to sipping these.
Yeah, I don't. Not that I don't care. I just don't want to drink them. Cheers. Ooh, I like mine. How's your Patreon glass over there? Pretty good?
Warm and delicious. Yeah, I like this. This is very good.
Yeah, mine's really good too. It has a honey roasted peanut note to it, but it's not overpowering. So, as I've said many times before, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of nuttiness on my whiskey. This one is the perfect amount, and the caramel and the oak and all the delicious vanilla and all the things that come into it, a little bit of spice, it balances it perfectly. I like this one.
Richness, darkness, vanilla, oak, maybe a little bit of milk chocolate, tiny bit of peanut, but not much, and raisins and all those things. But what I'm getting today on this whiskey, really bright red fruit candy flavor.
Yep.
It's delicious. I
will say we are in the second day of round 3, and I've had 3 whiskeys, all 3 of them not disappointments. I'm glad that they're all here. I mean, we probably knocked out some hitters along the way that we maybe don't know about yet, but I think these are just wonderful. I'm very excited with what is in my glass today.
The cat's digging her claws into my legs. I thought you were going to jump up. Instead, she decided to just tear me to shreds.
Yeah. There's something about just like a perfect heat.
The Perfect Heat, title of your unreleased romance novel you're working on, if I recall.
Glass number 2.
I'm way ahead of you.
I need more sips on this one. This one doesn't have the punch of flavors that I was hoping for.
Black tea and brown sugar for me on the first sip of glass 2.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous of that. Nice brown sugar on this. This one's subtler.
Certainly.
That word's kind of difficult to say sometimes.
Subtler. More subtler.
More subtle.
More subtle. This, I can see why this glass is here. Mm-hmm. I'm really going to have to be patient here today because glass number 1 could easily blow glass 2 off the table. It's proof-wise, flavor-wise. Glass number 1 is a wrecking machine. Mm-hmm. Glass number 2 is over here with his pinky up. It's
having some crumpets, whatever those are.
Something's going on. Yeah. So my crumpet glass over here. I'm going to have to spend more time with that glass because I love glass number 1 right off the bat. Glass 2 didn't wow me with that first sip.
Ah, I love that.
Or the second sip.
Oh, no, that's not great. What I find really funny is that we're drinking 4 different things, but I agree with everything that you just said about your glasses, but these were matched up against each other, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the road that they took, how they wound up here, it makes sense. I don't dislike anything on the table. I don't want that impression to be out there. It's just that one of these is far more bombastic than the other. That makes for a tricky tasting.
So I just dug in a little bit more on my glass number 2. It's a little sugary. That oak is really nice. It's pretty gentle. So that was the one thing, and you said that too. My glass number 2 is just gentle. The flavors are there. They're just not. If I would guess, I would think this is lower proof.
Right. Yeah. Glass number 2 tastes like it donates a lot of money to children's hospitals every year.
I don't know what that means.
It's respectable. It is highbrow. It's going to be so difficult. I could probably drink 3 of these to 1 of these and get more out of glass 1 with that 1 drink. It's incredible how different these are.
I was going to say, and I hate saying I wish something had more proof because I know... But
Yeah.
I wish this had a little bit more proof.
Yeah,
that's what I want out of this one. I wish I had a little bit more proof.
We're not proof hounds for the sake of being proof hounds.
Yeah.
It's just that there are certain whiskeys where with a little more proof you get more flavor. That strikes me as being the case with my glass 2, and it sounds like it's the same for you. That is all kinds of tasty right there. There are totally different whiskeys that require a radically different approach in appreciating them. And that is what we're doing here, is trying to find things to appreciate in each one of these whiskeys. Of course, we're picking them apart at the same time.
Yeah.
But we can always find something to like in them. And I'm finding a lot to like in each one of these. One of them is more accessible. The other one I had to dig for. Probably should have done these in the other order. Had I known what the proof points were, I probably would have.
I will say my glass number 2 now, after giving it a little bit more time, I'm, of course, almost to the bottom of the glass, those flavors are starting to show up.
Yeah. It smells nice. I'm really enjoying it. It's coating well. There's a lingering finish of sweetness and spice. I will say this for glass number 2. Perfectly balanced. Nothing offensive about it. Glass number 1, bombastic.
Yeah.
It can be powerful.
Yeah.
Probably would be good with an ice cube. Glass number 2, I would never drink that way. But glass number 2 has a really nice mouthfeel. It's pleasant. This is not a competition of pleasantness per se,
No.
but you have to enjoy what you're drinking.
Absolutely.
Now, there's like a peanut butter chocolate combo on the palate here on glass number 2. This might be one of those days when I actually take a second pour of a glass to try and get to the bottom of it, because I like it so much, and the more I sip it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a slam dunk on the first way through.
Love
and
this.
It is changing, and maybe it's just because I've had more of that now. I'm going to go back to glass number 1 and have a look.
Do you want me to go grab a little bit for your glass number 2? Which
I would
is
not-
number 30, right? Yeah.
I would not be opposed. That is an interesting whiskey that deserves a second look.
I will grab a little bit more of number 30.
Let's just keep drinking, guys. You're cool with that, right?
Yeah. That's a little bit more than a little. That's probably more than you started with.
Nice little pour here from Julie. You're proud of yourself.
That's what you get when you start off and you measure, and then when you go like mid-video, I just chucked it in. Now I feel like I should drink. I should have more in my glass.
Yeah, why not? Let's just keep going. This is going to be a 90-minute live stream type video. I almost feel like, and it probably feels this way to anybody that's watching, that I'm looking for a reason for this glass to beat this glass.
Yeah, I was going to say to move forward, yeah.
Not necessarily the case. I don't really care.
Fair. It's totally fair, because we don't even know what's in these glasses.
Right. I am sort of in it to win it here. I want the best whiskey moving forward.
Don't judge, and this is all Phil's fault, and he's going to be cursing me when he goes to edit this video, but he's taking so much time that now I'm second-guessing myself.
I have a decision.
Oh, crap. That is boredom.
The heart wants what it wants, and I'm ready to make a decision.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're not drinking the same thing, but we move the same glass forward.
This
My
flavor
notes.
profile on glass number 1 hits my palate beautifully. I really love it. Glass number 2 has so much butterscotch on it as I keep going down in this glass. Whatever that is it's amazing. It's so delicious. It hits my palate so well. But I had to stop drinking this one and have like 6 straight sips of glass number 2 to get to that flavor.
There's something about this glass that really appeals to me. I did have to dig a little bit for the flavors here. I liked them. I almost changed my mind at the last second. But really, when it came down to it, I was like, no. From the very beginning, you liked that one.
The heart wants what it wants.
Yeah,
Here at the Bourbon Van today.
So I moved forward number 5, eliminated 7. You moved forward number 6, eliminated 30. I will go get those envelopes.
Fantastic. I'm glad somebody's got this all figured out. I don't know what's going on.
So for me, lucky number 7 eliminated today, but made it to the third round.
Not
and so you
lucky
cannot be
No.
upset about that.
And this was a tough matchup for both of us.
There's only
That's
one
obvious.
winner in this competition, or two, I suppose, but
You mean you?
no, one whiskey.
Oh, the whiskey.
Yeah. Leslie Lockett, the first time we've eliminated.
Oh, we haven't seen that name before.
Oh, when did you eliminate this? Anyway, it's still Austin Red Corn Bourbon, bottled and bond 100 proof that I eliminated today.
We've never gotten to try that one. We have the high rye here, but we've
Yes.
never tried that bottle. Interesting.
Do you want to have a sip
Sure.
of what was eliminated?
That's 2 straight days that Texas whiskey has said
Texas.
goodbye.
Wow, Texas made it to the third round twice. They're doing something all right in the bourbon man's eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty right there.
I like that one. You are eliminating number 30.
Sure am.
Buddy Holly got eliminated. That is a peach coke special, speaking of the devil. It is, oh, you do love this one. Heaven Hill, bottled and bond, 7-year, 100. Wow, it's a 100 proof matchup today.
That
100
explains
proof.
that hint of nuttiness and all that butterscotch.
Yeah.
This whiskey to me tastes like when I first fell in love with Henry McKenna 10-year ages ago. It had all kinds of butterscotch on it, nice oak, and a little bit of that milk chocolate peanut thing. Mm-hmm. I really like that flavor profile.
Delicious.
What an absolutely fun tournament. This has been such a challenge because they are really different. There's so much to like on all of these. I'm really glad that we plowed ahead and tried to find something on the glasses that were eliminated today because they deserved that and they were both very, very tasty. So a big thanks to Leslie Lockett and Peach Coke and to you for everything that you do. Thanks again for joining us and from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. This one's a dangerous one for me.
I like the whiskey.
Me too. Was your whiskey hand-selected by the Bourbon Van? If not, it should be. Click the link below in the description and get yours today.